CRC family and all our brothers and sisters and friends out there. We are busy speaking on fasting, and a lot of our presenters have spoken about it already, but I'm going to be focusing on what did Jesus teach about fasting tonight. And there are 3 points that I want to share with you. The first one is that Jesus said that fasting would characterize his disciples. So fasting would become and play a major role in the lives of his disciples. He wanted them to fast. And Jesus was questioned about fasting by them. And Matthew 9 verse 14 to 15 reads, "Then John's disciple came and asked him, 'How is it that we and the Pharisees fast often, but your disciples don't?' And Jesus answered, 'How can the guests of the bridegroom mourn while he is with them? The time will come when the bridegroom will be taken from them. Then they will fast.'" The second point that I want to talk to you about is that Jesus gave practical instructions about fasting. Now, when you fast, why is it necessary, or why do you tell others that you're suffering? This is difficult, I can't do this. Or why do you look so somber? You might even say, when someone is having a really juicy steak next to you, "Oh my goodness, that would taste real good." Fasting is about the time that you spend with God. It's about the relationship building, and it's a time while you are waiting for God for answers, waiting on God for direction in your life. So Matthew 6 verse 16 to 18 reads, "When you fast, do not look somber as the hypocrites, for they disfigure their faces to show others that they are fasting. Truly I tell you, they have received the reward in full. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will not be obvious to others that you are fasting, but only to your Father who is unseen. And your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you." So when you fast, keep it to yourself. Don't tell everybody about it. Keep it to yourself. It's your special time in the presence of God. The third one that I want to share with you is that Jesus demonstrated the power of a fasted lifestyle. Now, this I found very interesting. We read in Matthew 17 verse 14 to 21, where Jesus healed a demon-possessed boy. And it reads, "When they came to the crowd, a man approached Jesus and knelt before him. And he said, 'Lord, have mercy on my son. He has seizures and is suffering greatly. He often falls into the fire or into water. I brought him to your disciples, but they could not heal him.' 'You unbelieving and perverse generation,' Jesus replied, 'how long shall I stay with you? How long shall I put up with you? Bring the boy here. Bring him to me.' And Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of the boy, and he was healed at that moment. And then the disciples came to Jesus and they said, 'Why couldn't we drive him out?' And Jesus replied, 'Because you have so little faith. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you.' So fasting is a very important facet of our lives as Christians. Fasting and prayer can help us hear from God. Fasting and prayer can reveal our hidden sins. Fasting and prayer can strengthen our intimacy with God. And it can teach us to pray with right motives. And fasting also builds our faith. So not only does fasting and prayer help us focus on God, But through that time, it brings us closer to Him and changes our hearts. It's a mighty weapon for us as Christians to have and to have access to. So from me to you, stay blessed. Until next time.